Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing ARP head studs install, so I'm going to be doing also on head gasket. The head gasket I got, it's multi-layer steel, so it's supposed to be pretty good. It's pretty thick. I'm going to hope it holds. I know a lot of people are going to be hating on this, saying I should have went with the cosmetic head gasket, but I'm going to give it a try. This is my first time ever doing head gasket, so I'm hoping it goes alright. I watched a few videos and read a lot on it, so yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the belt with some nail polish. I'm going to mark a line. I'm going to slide the belt off and just leave it hanging over, and that way I don't have to worry about losing the timing. I just pull it back up, but you don't want to let that belt fall too loose, because otherwise it's going to fall off the teeth in the bottom of the gears. So be careful with that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to mark a line. So as you can see, I'm going to let that dry. So that way when I slide the belt off, I know where to push it back on. It'll be pretty easy. So now what you want to do is you're going to want to start taking everything apart. I might have a problem with my manifold hitting this AC, so that's going to be a fun part. But for now, just start unplugging your spark plugs and everything. Alright, so it's going to be a 12 millimeter. You want to take off the bolts. I'll show you. We're going to have a couple bolts in the back, 12 millimeters. Just take off all those bolts, and then that way you can pull the intake back, and you can let it sit in the back. Just sit back there. And then you want to take off these, so this can fall forward. That way it's off the head, and you can be able to lift off the head once we get to that part. So for now, I'm going to take off the intake bolts and the header bolts, and then I'll get back to it. Alright, once you got all the bolts and everything loosened on the headers and everything, pull them apart. So I got everything pulled apart. Just pull it all the way back. You're going to have coolant spilling out, so don't be worried about that. Pull the headers all the way forwards, all the way out. I'm having a little issue, but I'm going to just try to take the bolts out and everything. I also got to watch out for my cables right here. I'm going to have to disconnect this line, but I'll get to it right now. Alright, I took off the oil feed line, pushed it back. Now what I'm going to do is get this in. Alright, I'm going to be taking off all these bolts, the 10 millimeter. Alright, I disconnected the hoses. Disconnect the sensors also. Alright, now we're taking the valve cover off. Here's the fun part. We're going to slide the belt off. You can see. Alright, what's up everybody? Alright, so I slide the belt off. Now I'm going to take the head bolts off. You're going to want to do this in a crisscross pattern. I'm going to show you what the pattern looks like. I'll put a thing pop up on a screen so you can see. Alright, so let's see if I can get this off. Alright, I got it. I just took a flathead, put it in between, and then pried it, and it fell down. Alright. I think I still have a coolant hose hooked up. What are you gonna do? Stuck somewhere. Yeah, I'm still stuck. Alright guys, I lifted the head off, put it over here. So now I'm going to do is stick some paper towels in there, get all the coolant and everything out that's spilled. Now we're going to get it ready for the new head gasket and ARP head studs. Alright guys, I put the new one in. This is the new head gasket. Make sure you clean the top first really well with the razor. Put your dowel pins in. Don't forget these. This is to line up the head. Make sure everything's nice and dry. The cylinder walls are really nice looking. No deep scratches or anything. They're very smooth. Alright, so now I'm going to put the head back on. I forgot. I'm not going to put the head on yet. I got to put these on first. We're going to put the ARP head studs. Alright. Alright. I'm going to put the lubricant now. Focus. Alright, we're going to put this on all the threads. The long side, which is going into the block. It's not focusing, is it? Now I'm just gonna put it around the threads. Alright, now I got all the ARP head studs in. They're all hand tight. You don't want to go too tight. I'm actually going to probably spray this with some copper spray. Get it off. Alright, I'm going to use two hands so I can pull it off. I don't want to fuck it up. So I'm going to spray it. Alright, I also forgot to mention you're going to want to clean the surface as best you can with a razor. You want to get off all the gunk you can get. That way it's nice and flat. See all this gunk I'm getting off? Try to scrape all of it off as you can. That way it's nice and flat. Once you spray a gasket, it's going to look like this. I'll show you the stuff I use. This copper stuff works pretty good. Here's my head gasket. It's a multi-layer. You can see that. Alright, so now I'm going to be putting the head gasket on. I'll let it dry. Make sure it's nice and flat. Now I'm going to be putting on the head, the actual head. Also, make sure you clean the bottom of the cylinder head. Like I said, use the razor blade, scrape as much gasket, whatever is on there, scrape it flat. You want it nice and flat, nice and clean. Use brake cleaner and everything. So I'm going to put the head on now. Sec. Stuck in it. There we go. Is that it? Yep. Alright. So, make sure the head's flat on there. If it wiggles a little bit, make sure nothing's underneath it. And you might have something snag. Alright, mine's nice and flush. Nothing's crushed. Alright. Now we're going to put the spacers in. So, take your ARP head stud box. I'll look for these washers. Wish it would let me zoom. Alright. These are washers. You're going to put that lubricant on it that we used yesterday on the bolts. This stuff. Fastener assembly lube. You're going to use it on this. Just use a little dab, put it between your fingers. Just like that. Now, you're going to put it in these slots. See them? Where the head studs are. Put them down in there, on each of them. Alright, I'll get back to it once I do that. Alright, got all the washers in there. Put the lubricant on there too. Now we're going to grab the nuts. Grab these, same thing. I already lubed the threads though, so it should be alright. So you're going to put these on there. If you want, I'd put it just in case. Just put some lube. And I'll get back to it after I put these all on there. Stay tuned. Alright guys, now once you got all the nuts on there, you're going to want to tighten them down in sequence. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll put a picture up so you see what it looks like. I bought a Pittsburgh torque wrench, Harbor Freight. Yeah, people are gonna hate, but I don't care. So I'm gonna torque it down from. I'm gonna start, I think, at 14, then go to 32, 46, and then I believe it said down to 60. Yeah, 60 pounds. So after that, everything will be pretty much done. I just gotta hook everything back up. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm gonna torque it down, and I'm just gonna do a time lapse of this. I'm gonna start from 14 pounds all the way up to 60. Alright, let's torque it down. Alright, now I'm going to go to 36. So just set your torque wrench to 36 and then go from there. Remember, do the same pattern. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, it is a 12 millimeter. I think this is called a 12 point. So make sure you use a 12 point. Looks like that. This is a 12. You want to use the right one, otherwise I don't want anyone stripping their shit, so be careful. Alright guys, I got the belt back on. It was not easy, but I did it. Slipped it right back on, still at the same spot it was. And yeah, so now I'm going to reconnect the intake and everything else. Let me zoom out. Alright, yeah, I'm going to connect the intake, the headers, coolant hoses, all that magic stuff. And I'm going to fire it up, take it for a spin, and go from there. Alright, also, make sure you connect all your grounds. So, if you don't connect all the grounds on it, especially the chassis wire or the one that goes back here underneath the thermostat, it's not going to start. So, here we go. Go. Now I'm just checking for leaks to make sure nothing's spilling out. I forgot to connect the oil feed line and tighten it down, so I spilled some oil on the bottom. Don't forget to top off your oil.